Good morning, guys. This is the continuous session of employee crowd operation. We have already discussed about the saving form data into database and reading data from database. Now, in today's session, we're going to discuss about edit report. So already we have some data here. Whatever the data we have entered in the form, the data we have saved in the database, and these are the records which are available in the database. And for every record, we have an action called edit action and delete action. If I click the delete button, I have to delete the record. If I click the edit button, I have to edit the record. So when a user clicks edit button, I want to use the same form. Nothing, I don't want to create one more form here. Let me use the same form. But here the only one thing I'm going to do here, that is nothing but here we have add. Let me make it as a edit employee. When users click this edit button, and moreover, I will change the button as also update button. So now the button is save button. Let me change this as a update button. Once the user clicks the edit button, yes, let us start the same guys here. So this is the code for displaying all employees generate table. So where I am displaying two icons here. Can you see this is one icon for edit, this is another icon for delete. So here once a user clicks edit button, we have to edit the record. Can you see now in the form what happened there? If I click edit button, page is getting reloaded, right? We cannot do it is right because we know Ajax is nothing but without reloading the page, we have to get the data. See, my main intention is here. Once the user clicks this edit button, whatever the record you are clicking for edit, those information I have to fill into the form. So you are going to change that information and you are going to hit the update button. And moreover, I have to change the label of this H3 tag and label of the button as well. Let us see guys how we can achieve this programmatically. So for this anchor tag, let me write JavaScript void 0. So we know that this will kill the default behavior of the anchor tag. What is the default behavior of an anchor tag here? It is reloading the page. So when I click the anchor tag, it's just reloading. I have to stop it. That's the reason I just use the JavaScript provide 0. And now I will file an event on click equal to delete record or edit record. Sorry, this is edit record. So let's write edit record. But which record you have to edit? That's important. So I'm taking a function here. Let me pass a parameter to this function so that we will understand. Let me pass parameter to this function and calculate the parameter. So, your parameter should be data of j dot id. So I'm giving this. Let us check it. So data of j dot id. I mean, which record you are clicking? So that record ID I have to pass to this function so that it is easy to understand how can we edit the record. I mean, which record we can edit and all also, right? So let us create the function here. So I'm just creating one function and let us confirm whether the function is working or not. Function. So edit record. So it is having some ID here. So get it back the ID. And let me check here. Just I'm alerting whether I am receiving the ID or not. Okay. So let me save the page and let me refresh it here. Right. I'm clicking the edit button. Now earlier we clicked edit, the page get reloaded. Now I'm clicking this, right? Again, page is getting reloaded. So I need to check it whether that edit button is added to this page or not. Let me inspect this. Right. Oh, it was not added anything guys to this. I think so. Page was in cache. Give me a minute, please. Let me clear the cache. Yes, guys, I just removed the cache and please check this is working or not. I'm clicking this edit record. So now can you see I'm getting alert. I mean, which record I clicked 8th record ID. 8 I clicked it, so I'm getting the 8. So if I click 11th, so in front of the 11th, I'm clicking edit button. I'm getting 11 in the pop-up. So, and moreover, you can check it in the inspect element also, we can see. And earlier we don't have anything. Now you can see JavaScript wide is came and on click record ID 11 is there. The same manner, if you can keep mouse on it in another anchor tag, so can you see what is the parameter we pass it to this edit record? 9. So which record you are trying to click, that record ID should be passed as a parameter. So it is easy to understand which record is going to be edited. Now, once you click this record, guys, I am clicking on this record, alert is getting, so ninth record. Get the ninth record information from the database by using Ajax and display that information into the add employee. So this is going to be edit employee now. So I need to change the labels as well. Once the user clicks this, add employee. So what I want to do, first let me change the labels, guys. So after changing the labels, and we have to get the information, and we have to say, we have to assign that information to these text boxes. So employee name, employee mobile, salary, designation. Let us do the same here. First of all, let me check what is the ID of this H3 tag. H tag is action title. Okay. So let me get it first. Document dot get element by ID. So I'm just changing the label of the H3 tag. Let us go and submit it. If we can click this, then so it is going to be editable. It was changed. So when I have to change, if we can interact with edit button only. In the same manner, I need to go with the save button label also. Let us get the ID of the save button. What is the ID we have assigned to the save button? Save button ID is, its button ID is save. So let us get the same here. I'm just going to take the ID and inner HTML equal to update. Or else update employee, whatever it may be. So let us see it, guys. Now I'm clicking the edit button. Once you click edit button, both are changed. Is it changing now? I think so. It is not changed. I think this is not inner HTML, guys. Button, right? It is an input element. Dot value we have dot value. So what is the value attribute we provided? So we have to take that value attribute. This is not inner HTML because it's a button, right? And refresh the page and so click on it. So now you can see update employee, edit employee. Now what is our action? So now we need to get the data from database by based on the ID. Right? Let us get the data by using Ajax here. So now I just want to get the data. Let us create Ajax object here where so obj equal obj. So let me copy the code quickly from here. We have already written the Ajax code, right? Let us get the Ajax code. Now I need to send a request to edit employee.php. So now just observe this. Ajax object is ready, right? So we have to send a request to edit employee. This is not view employee. We copied the code, just change it as a edit employee. Edit employee. But I need to go to edit employee. But which page you have to be edited? I have already a file is available in my server. Let me check it. The file is available or not. This is the file I have already available. This is edit employee file, right? Whatever the data. So first of all, sorry, we have to get the employee information, right? We have to get the employee information. We have to display that information inside this form. So I think so. Let us write something called get employee information. Let me check the file is available. This is get emp.php. To this, we are passing a key. So based on that key, we are getting the employee information, and they are sending the data in the form of JSON encode to us. Our file is ready. Nothing else. What is the file here? Just it is getting the ID. So based on the key. After the connecting, after the executing the SQL query based on the ID you have sent it to server, it is checking records are there or not. If you have records, it's getting the record. After getting the record, it is encoding it. So if the record, while getting data, if you have any error, so it will give you the response as a 2. If you are not sending this ID to this page, it will be 3. So if I see 3 as an Ajax response, I can say invalid request center. If I see in Ajax response 2, if I see 2 in Ajax response, I can say, sorry, unable to get the employee information. So in this situation, if everything is okay, you will get the employee data as a JSON form, right? Let us see guys how we can get this and all here. So our file is ready, but we have to send a request to get emp.php. Yes, let us go here. I'm just writing this as a get emp.php. Yes, fine. But when you are sending this, did you observe here? They're having something called a key equal to the key you have clicked. This means the ID you have clicked, right? So question mark key equal to that is the ID you have clicked, guys. This is the ID. We have to pass the ID to server. So based on the query string parameter, nothing more. So otherwise, you are sending a request to get EMP, but which record I need to get that? There are a lot of records in the table, right? So we have to send an ID to get emp.php, right, in the form of query string. This is nothing but. Here, in place of this key, you can take any parameter, that's your choice. For example, I'm taking this as a EMP ID. If you can take EMP ID in server side, so it is also should be EMP ID. Right? This is also should be EMP ID. And here you are getting right, this is also should be EMP. Remember, server side developer is getting the data based on this parameter. What is the parameter you given? EMP ID. So that EMP ID should be there, guys. If you want, you can go with the key. Yes, you can continue with the key also, no problem. That is your choice finally. So I'm going with the key only. Right, let us go with the key. Now, we sent a request to server. Now we need to handle the response, right? Let me handle the response. And moreover, you can check it in the console whether the request is going to server or not. So let's just, I'm clicking reload the page. Just you can click edit button. If you can click edit button, the request went to the get emp key equal to 8. Check it. So the data is ready here. Which record which user information you are requested? So user ID 8. That 8 information was there in the console, guys. This is the information designation ID is 8. For example, if you can click the last record 11 here, now you can see one more request went to server with the key equal to 11, and let us see the 11th user information is also there. Get that information and display the information in this so this employee form. Already we created a form, right? To this form, I'm just binding, guys. Let's go there. So handle the response here. Obj dot already change equal to some function, right? This function will handle the response now. Obj.status equal to 200. Let me keep this into a condition. If everything is okay, then I have to get the response. So how I'm getting this as a response? You are getting the response as a JSON format. Let us get this obj.response text. Just I'm getting this, just I'm alerting. Let us see. Once you click edit button, will you get the response? Yes, let me check it. Something went wrong. Let me see what is wrong here. I think so. They're not getting the output. Right, some error is there. So unexpected identifier on line number 191. So click on it. So where this is. Maybe this is the error, I think. Obj dot. So we written something object dot status, something we written. Anyhow, let me check it again. So now you can see and no error and all. And click this edit button. So in the alert, we are getting the JSON data. Right? So now we have to convert this JSON data into JavaScript readable object. Yes, please tell me how can we convert this? Let's take a variable data equal to JSON.parse is a method. By using this method, we can convert JSON data into JavaScript object. Now you can just print this in the console.log and you will understand what is the data available in the data variable. Let us go and check the same again. In the console.log, just I'm printing, click the record here. Then you Can you see here a record is there? The prototype of record is an object. Earlier the record was came to you in the JSON format. Now we converted the JSON record into object, JavaScript object. So now data is here. Whatever the data we have here, this data should be binded to this form, guys. This is the form we have. So get the IDs of these forms and just assign the data to this form. So now what I want to do, we have already get the data on the top of the page. Give me a minute and let me take these variables. Now we no need to get, we have to assign the data to the form. So how we can assign the data is nothing but by using value attribute. We are going to assign the data to the form. Just check it. So how we are assigning the data to the form. Here, my data is ready. Let me get it here. I don't want to need anything here. These variables also not required. Just we need to assign the data. Let us see how we are going to assign the data. Let me remove all the variables also. We don't need to get it. Just assigning. How we are assigning the value attribute. Just let me make some indentation here. That's it, guys. Now here value equal to data dot. So what is the thing you are getting? Can you see here the F12? You are getting an object, right? Can you see this is data dot? What is the first thing? Name. This name you have to assign to it. This is the object, right? We know how can we access object value data dot name. So here is equal to data dot salary. Say if you have any confusion, please check the JSON data in the console. So what are the key and value pairs we have for salary, salary, name, mobile, designation, ID. This is what you need to check. So here data dot DGSI designation. So this is going to be data dot mobile, MOBILE mobile. Now you can check it. So I'm just assigning the data to the form, whatever the data you have requested. Now you can see I'm clicking the 10th record. Can you see data was populated? So I clicked the 10th record, submit developer 15,000. So now I am clicking the 9th record. Can you see here? Now data was populated. This is test record is updated, and this is now simple thing. Data is getting there. Whatever the information you want to change the information here. I'm changing the information here something, and just I'm going to hit the update employee. On hit the I'm clicking on the update employee. Once you click the update employee, what we need to do? We have to update the data. We cannot insert the data. The data was already inserted. Just update based on the ID. So for this, what I want to do, let me go to my form. Here, just I want to keep two hidden form fields. So in the form, all of you check it. So for why? Because see here I written already an Ajax call for inserting data. This is Ajax call already written. I want to use the same Ajax call. I want to use the same validation, and but I want to write a small condition. So when I'm sending an Ajax request, I just want to write a small condition: is this is edit record or add record? So how I can? So let us go here. Let us make two hidden form fields here. Input type equal to hidden. This should be hidden form field. So ID equal to form underscore action. What type of action this is, right? So edit actioner, add actioner, and value equal to. Initially, it is add action, right? Initially. So I want to take one more thing called EMP ID also. Let me check this as a EMP ID. Just give me a minute, please, guys. So I'm taking EMP ID and the value is empty initial. We don't have any value. When a user click edit button, then I have to assign that ID to it. And moreover, this action initially is add. Let me make it as edit when user interacts with edit button. So based on this condition, I will handle this request. Let us go to my thing here. So once a user click add button, so what sorry edit button, what I want to do here, if you check it carefully, the ID document dot get element by ID empid dot value equal to data.id. Yes, that is what that is going to be assigned, so that it is easy to understand which record should be edited, right? And one more thing here, so that action also we need to change. What is the action we have provided here? Initially, the form action is add here. Let us make this as a edit when user clicks edit button, so it is easy to understand. So now what I want to do here, I need to get the form action as well. So once the user clicks here, let me change the action here. So let me take it as a form action or action. What is the ID we have taken for this? ID is nothing but form action. So let us do this as a form underscore action. The form action value initially is add. Now once a user click, it is going to be edit action. Now can you see guys how this is going to work here? So we are able to see two hidden form fields. Can you see here? So go to the form, and in the just above the form, we are able to see two hidden form fields. Can you see? This is the hidden form field. So what is the ID of it? Employee ID is nothing. Form action is add. Now let me click on this add here, edit button. So can you see now ID is 8 and action is form action is edit. Now once you hit the submit button, what I want to do, I have to send the data to same submit data, save data. So we have already a function here. But what is the action? So let me get those values also here. Next now here, I'm going to get the form action. So let us get the form action here, where action equal to initially add action. Once you click, that is going to be changed as a edit action. That's the only thing. Document dot get element by ID. The ID of it is form underscore action. So form action dot value. Yes, guys, this is the dot value. Done. So here I want to write a small condition. If action equal to edit. So if action is edit, so we are going to get one more thing here. What is it? One more thing here. So the ID of the employee, right? Let us get it. EMP ID equal to. So the employee ID. Let us get it. Document dot get element by ID. So what is the ID of it? EMP ID. So that ID is also going to be get here. So based on this ID, I mean, I need to send, see, now I'm going to click the update button. On update, we have to send the ID also now. So if you're not sending ID to server, which record I have to update there? So that's the reason I'm just keeping into a hidden form variable and we are getting it. So once if the action is edit, the same manner, let me come here. Let me write a small condition while sending the Ajax request also, guys. Can you see here? Here we are sending Ajax request, but this request should be like this. If action equal to add, this is add action, then we can send this request, right? We can send this request. So otherwise, if it is not add action, then what is the action may be? Definitely it is going to be edit action. Let us go with else block here. Let us copy the same thing here. I'm just copying. I'm not writing one more function here unnecessary. Just I'm handling with the conditions here. So for edit function, we can write one more, but everything we have to repeat there. Simply, I'm going with, but this is going to be edit employee. So let's write this as a edit employee.php. And same, but one more thing we have to pass here, EMP ID. Let me pass this EMP ID here. EMP ID. EMP ID equal to the ID. Oh, what is the ID we have saved here? I don't know. See that? Oh, this is EMP ID. Okay. So if ID is there, we have to send the ID. When ID will available, ID is available. If you can click edit button, this should be and here. I mean, each and every key should be separated. Key and value pair should be separated by and symbol. So if a user click add button, this data will go. If a user click edit button and request, where is the request is going? Request is going to edit employee and we have to send the ID also. Why you have to send ID? Which record should be edited here? This is just for inserting. This is just for editing. Now what happened, we have already edit employee.php is there. In edit employee.php, I am getting the information. Yeah, this is the information I am getting here. I already written the code. Check it. So name, and I'm getting all the information based on the key value pair. So you have assigned here. So these are the keys: EMP ID and the E name, and this is designation, and this is mobile. These are the keys. Those keys should be passed to the post array here. This is the post array. We are passing those keys to the same, and we are getting and we are updating the data based on the employee ID. If the record updated successfully, it will respond. This response is 1. Not updated, response is 2. First of all, if you are not sending any data to this form, and it will be else it is going to be 3. 3 means invalid request, you send it to server. This is how I want to handle in the front end. So now let us come here, and once the record is updated, we have to display a message: record updated successfully. And let us go, and how can we display the record updated successfully? Here, earlier we display the message account created successfully. Now I have to display record updated successfully. Yes, how can we display the same guys here? The only thing is here, the message is going to be changed. How the message is going to be changed? Let us see here. So here also I need to write one condition: if action equal to add action. So if this add action, nothing but I have to display this message. Otherwise, if it is an edit action, so definitely else block. What is the else block here? Definitely it is going to be edit action. Now here I want to display a message: employee updated successfully. So just to go to display the message: employee updated successfully. This is the message I want to display. Employee updated successfully. In the same manner, my form.reset. So once it is updated, so it has to call the same function, nothing. So here also, guys, the same message we have to display. If we are unable to, then we have to display the message here also, same message. See, what is my message here? If the action equal to condition, action equal to add this message. So in the else block, the same I need to get it. So message should be, okay, the one thing, just copy the message. Sorry, unable to update the record. Unable to update the record. Unable to update the record. So this is the message we are going to display here. And this is common for both the things, right? So let us keep this outside of the condition. Okay, because this is common, right? So once message displayed, it has to have the class for the both. And this is what exactly response text is 3. Response text 3 means, sorry, unable to receive the data. Okay, let us use the same status here. So if I 3, you sent an invalid request to server. So here I don't want need any condition. So otherwise anything wrong, something went wrong. So this is also the same, guys. I don't want to change anything. So now let us see that it is working or not properly. Right. Let's go and check it. And just refreshing. Right. Now can you see? I'm just clicking on edit record. So now the record name is Samir. Let me make it as something called XYZ. I'm just updating. I'm just taking some mobile number here also. Some mobile number. This is the mobile number. Salary 15,000 or 50,000. Designer designation. Now the record we are editing here. So now you can update it. If you can update it, employee name should contain at least 4 characters. Okay. Let us give some character here. Let us submit it. Employee updated successfully. Did you see the employee is updated? Yes, employee is updated successfully, guys. Right? So the updated information is also on the same page. Right? So there on the screen you can see the updated information. So once the employee updated, I need to change the labels as well. Edit is completed. You have to change the label as this is we have edit now. So make it as add, and this is also button should be save button. Let us do the same here. Once the record is updated, so where is the success message we're displaying? We are displaying the success message here, I will, right? So employee updated successfully. In this condition, I'm just displaying. So here, nothing, Just do one thing here. Anyhow, form data is clearing. So the get element by, so this is what the need. I need to change this as a edit employee, and this action should be right. So let us get the information. Once this is successfully updated, so I need to change the labels again. Earlier, once you click the edit button, you changed the labels. Now I need to get the labels back to add employee. This is going to be add employee. So this is just a save. This is the initial label we have. So this is what add, that's it. Now you can check it, and the ID also, right? We have to change that ID also. Let me change the ID. EMP ID is the empty initially. We don't have anything. EMP ID is nothing but empty. Let's do something called empty. So I'm clearing that too also. Now you can check it guys carefully. Yes, I'm refreshing. So now add employee. Click on it. The 11th record I'm clicking it here. I'm taking something called, his name is welcome, and some mobile number is there. Let me enter some mobile number. Yes, done. So, and let us go with the designer and let us update the employee. So mobile number should be 10 digits, maybe 8 digits I entered, 1 to maybe. Let us try to update it. Now can you see employee updated successfully, and this record information is also updated. I mean, and moreover, you can see the labels also. Once updated message is done, so the labels change it, right? So, and in the moreover, you can see in the hidden form field also. So, what happened in the hidden form field? These are the two hidden form fields we have. What is the action we have? Add action. What is the value? Empty. Let us click on it. Edit record. For second record, I'm clicking here. Ninth record. Now, can you see action is edit? Once you click it, value is also assigned to it. Now, let me change this. This is test. That's it. I'm just changing this. And let us hit the update button, update employee. Can you see? Once the update is done successfully, the value is coming to add and value is empty. We are just removing. I mean, once it is updated successfully, I'm coming back to my add employee page. Yes, this is exactly what we can do in the edit employee action. Yes, guys, this is edit employee action. In the next session, we are going to implement a delete employee operation. Thank you guys. If you have any doubts, please comment under the video section.